Last few weeks we've been looking at how Jesus has told us that our righteousness needs to surpass that of the scribes and Pharisees. And a lot of times in our zeal to not be like the Pharisees, we actually end up making laws and regulations in the same way that they did. And we try hard not to be like them, but it just ends up we repeat the same kind of mistakes that we did. And so we looked at the fact that, a lot of times we've made regulations about the things Jesus have said concerning oaths and vengeance and loving our neighbor. And these regulations, while they may be good, sometimes go too far in what Jesus really expected of us. Really, when Jesus spoke to us about these things, he had just three very simple ideas he wanted to get across. Number one, we should be people of truthfulness, never trying to deceive anyone. Then when it comes to revenge, when it comes to someone who's out to hurt us, someone who's out to try to take advantage of us, we don't take revenge on them. Instead, our desire is to always be willing to help them and work with them. And then finally, when someone is our enemy, our goal is not to be against them, not to be combative, not to try to take advantage of them in some way. In fact, we're to do good to them. We love them. We treat them the same way God treats everyone. Even though He has expectations of us, even though He desires us to follow Him, if someone doesn't, God doesn't stop making the sun shine on them or the rain fall on them. And so Jesus teaches us that is our response to the world around us. And really, I think the main point of what He tries to say is what He says at the very end. We are to have the same type of thinking that God does. And that's hard for us to understand. How can I think like God? But Jesus uses a very familiar term for us. He says, be mature in your thinking. And that's what He's calling us to, really, in all of this, is a maturity in the way that we act, a maturity in the way that we think, and a maturity in the way that we treat others.